In the past, the outspoken Loose Women panelist has been very open about everything from her weight problems to thinning hair and even how she has suffered from incontinence since the birth of her daughters, Maddie, 15, and 10-year-old Kiki B. And now Nadia, 53, has opened up about how the eczema which plagued her throughout her teenage years has returned with a vengeance since she started her menopause. "I seem to be having more eczema flare-ups since I've gone through the menopause," says Nadia, who lives with her TV producer husband, Mark Adderley, in South London. "Just before Christmas I had a really bad episode. Sometimes my skin reacts badly to different sorts of makeup, and this is what happened when I was doing a presenting job. My skin flared up so badly, I got eczema on my neck, jawline and then up around my eye. The eye swelled up too. It got so bad at one point that I had to go to a teenager, after a bad breakup with a boyfriend triggered a rash on her hands." Nadia, best known for her role as Annie Palmer in EastEnders, says she also suffered a horrific episode of eczema in 2003 when Maddie was about 6 months old. "It was so bad then that the skin on my hands split and was bleeding so much I had to wear bandages and also got an infection," she recalls. "I couldn't make a cake for my daughter or pick her up. I remember that year I was doing a lot of filming abroad, and being in the sun made my eczema worse. One time, it was so bad we just had to give up and come home. Since then, I've had many years pretty much eczema-free, with just little flare-ups. But since the menopause, my skin has become much worse in general. Things have not been so good." Eczema is a common condition where the skin becomes itchy, dry, inflamed, cracked and sore. It often develops in childhood but can start later on in life and can affect people throughout their lives. Often occurring on the hands, feet and creases in the folds of the skin, it can be linked to allergies, and children who suffer from hay fever may also have eczema. It can also run in families. While there is no cure for eczema, keeping skin well moistured is key to managing the condition. For bad outbreaks, topical corticosteroids, which reduce swelling and inflammation in the skin, can be used to control a flare-up. "My skin is now much drier overall in general, and I am having to moisturize my hands, feet, neck and face twice daily," explains Nadia. "I've also found that my calves get very dry, so I'm having to moisturize them too. If I don't look after my skin and my general health, then the eczema will appear. For instance, if I eat too much wheat or dairy produce, I will have an outbreak. Typically that is a little bit of redness on a knuckle, which may then split. My mum has had eczema on her feet for many years, and similarly if she eats too much wheat, she will suffer too. I don't avoid wheat entirely, but I do have to be careful how much I eat. I tend to avoid using steroid creams when I can, too, as they don't suit my skin." She adds, "I really have been taken aback by how challenging the menopause has been. Apart from the horrible itchiness that the drying of my skin has caused, and increased outbreaks of eczema, I have been having memory problems, brain fog, sleeplessness and a much worse temper. I haven't had hot flushes as such, but have felt hotter than normal." Nadia's husband Mark also suffers from eczema, which affects his face. "Mark is very good at understanding what I'm going through with my skin," she says. "I do believe that there is an emotional component to eczema outbreaks. To me, an outbreak is a sign I have to slow down and look after myself better. If I do some meditation in the morning, then my stress levels drop and I'm less anxious and less prone to outbreaks." Dr. Emma Wedgeworth of the British Skin Foundation says, "We know that as estrogen levels drop, the skin can become drier. The more the skin dries out, the more prone it can be to eczema. In addition, dry skin is often itchy, and we know that itching can damage the skin barrier and can exacerbate eczema. Nadia has been using Cetraben cream for 3 years to moisturize her skin twice daily. I find that swimming in chlorinated pools aggravates my skin, and swimming in the sea too. When I was small, if I was on the beach I used to get a bad heat rash which was unbearably itchy, and I had to take antihistamines for it, she says. I run a home education group for kids, and some of the children I know have really bad eczema. They can't sleep because they are so uncomfortable, and it affects them and their families badly. People underestimate what a difficult problem eczema is for so many. As a child and even as an adult, it can be really embarrassing to have red, inflamed skin on your face or flaky skin. We really do need to be kinder to those who have this condition. The Cetraben range is available from Boots stores nationwide. Visit cetraben.co.uk for more information.